All right, let's be honest. Have you ever felt like you're lost in a maze of menus and weird codes just to do one simple task at work? Yeah, you are not alone. Today, we're diving into SAP Fiori, the design philosophy that's trying to fix all of that. We're going to explore what it is, how it works, and why it's such a huge deal for business software. So, let's jump right in.
But first, let's start with a question I think we've all screamed into our monitors at some point. Why is so much business software just so complicated? You know the feeling, right? You need to approve one little expense report, but you're staring at a screen with 50 other buttons and options you will literally never use. It's because that software was built for every possible function, not for your specific job.
Well, here's the good news. The core promise of SAP Fiori is that it absolutely 100% does not have to be that way. The whole idea is that business software can, and frankly should, feel as easy and intuitive to use as the best apps on your phone.
So how does Fiori actually pull this off? Well, it all starts with a core philosophy, a set of design principles that guides how every single app is built from the ground up.
See, at its heart, SAP Fiori isn't just one product you install. It's a design language. Think of it like a rule book for developers on how to create amazing user experiences. And a really critical part of that rule book is making sure everything looks and works perfectly, whether you're at your desk, on a tablet, or grabbing your phone. And this right here, this is the single biggest change Fiori introduced. Old school software was built around its own functions. You got one giant complex screen for everybody. Fiori completely flips that script. It is role-based. It starts by asking, hey, what's your job? And then it gives you simple, clean, tailored apps that are focused only on the tasks you actually need to do. The whole focus shifts from what the software can do in theory to what you need to get done right now. Okay, so that's the big idea. But what does this actually look like in the real world? For you, the user, it all comes together in one central hub, the Fiori Launchpad. This is your home base, seriously. Instead of hunting through endless menus, the Fiori Launchpad gives you this clean, modern, single screen to get to everything you need for your job. Think of it as your personal dashboard for your entire workday. And this structure is what keeps it all so incredibly organized. Just think of it like a perfectly organized desk. Spaces are like your big project folders. You know, maybe one for sales management. Inside that folder, you have pages, which are like the dividers for specific tasks, like quarterly reporting. And then the tiles are the actual tools on that page, the apps you click on to get your work done. Simple. And it gets even more personal with the My homepage. This is your command center. Instead of you having to dig for information, your most urgent tasks just show up automatically as to-dos. The apps and pages you use every single day, you can pin them right there for one-click access. You can even display live insights, like a real-time sales chart or an inventory count, directly on your home screen. You see what's critical the second you log in. It's all about bringing the work to you instead of making you hunt for it.
All right, so we've seen the Launchpad. Now let's peel back another layer of this onion and look at the different kinds of apps that actually live inside it, because they're not all the same.
Right, so not all Fiori apps are created equal. They basically fall into three main categories, and each one has a very specific job to do. You've got transactional apps for getting things done, analytical apps for understanding what's going on, and fact sheet apps for just looking stuff up. Let's break that down. Okay, so transactional apps are your workhorses. Think creating a sales order or approving a vacation request. You're doing something. Analytical apps, on the other hand, are your dashboards. They give you those real-time insights with charts and key performance indicators. And finally, fact sheet apps are like your company's own private Google, letting you look up all the key info about a customer, a product, whatever you need, all in one place. So you might be wondering, how does this beautiful, simple, modern screen actually talk to the super powerful, complex SAP system in the background? Well, the connection happens in three simple steps. First, your Fiori app requests some data. That request gets sent securely using a standard web language called OData. And finally, a piece of tech called SAP Gateway acts like a translator, fetching exactly the data that's needed from the main system and sending it right back to your app. It's the bridge that connects the simple front end to that powerful back end. Now, Fiori gives you an amazing starting point, but one of its greatest strengths is how you can tailor it. So let's look at how companies can really adapt the Fiori experience and make it their own. This adaptation happens on a spectrum. On the simple end, you've got theming. You know, changing colors and logos to match your company's brand. Easy stuff.
In the middle, you have key user adaptation, which is really cool. It lets trained business users, not coders, tweak screen layouts, maybe hide a few fields or rearrange sections, all without writing a single line of code. And then for the most complex needs, companies can use the core technology, SAP UI5, to build entirely new, custom Fiori apps from the ground up.
We've covered the what and the how, so now let's get to the most important part, the why. Why does all this actually matter? What's the real tangible business value of investing in a user experience like Fiori? The value here is huge, and it kind of splits into two connected buckets. First, there's the human value. When software is easy to use, your employees are happier, they learn it faster, and they just plain make fewer mistakes. Now, this isn't just some nice-to-have fluffy thing. That human value translates directly into monetary value. Higher productivity, better quality data because of fewer errors, and dramatically lower training costs. It proves that investing in user experience isn't just about making things look pretty. It's a core business strategy. And this quote from SAP just perfectly captures the ultimate goal here. The vision isn't just about making one app look nice. It's about creating a single, unified user experience that is consistent across every single SAP product, making the whole shebang feel intelligent and totally interconnected. So, this leaves us with one final thought. For decades, we all just kind of accepted that powerful also meant complicated. But Fiori challenges that whole assumption head-on. It suggests that maybe the most powerful tool is the one that's simple enough for everyone to use effectively. So could it be that the future of enterprise software is finally simple?